This is loaded with salmon right now. And what happens when you have lots of salmon? You have bears. Last night was pretty interesting, being awoken to a bear attacking the back of our van. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Homer, Alaska. We are here at the ferry terminal because we're going on a trip, and a kind of unusual trip. We're going on a trip on the Alaska Marine Highway ferry system. We're gonna take the Tustumena ship from Homer, Alaska, all the way out to Kodiak Island. The cool thing about Alaska is that there are a lot of places that you can't drive to, meaning there's not a traditional highway system that connects town to town to town. Now, once we get to Kodiak, there's maybe, I think, about 100 miles of road on the island, but you gotta use the marine highway system, or these giant ferries that take people, goods, and vehicles from places like Homer to Kodiak Island. So I love riding ferries. I think it's kind of the best of both worlds when you get to take your camper van on a ship. It's gonna be 9 hours to get us to Kodiak Island. So it's a pretty long float. We just rode an elevator with our Revel van. Now watch what's gonna happen next. This is crazy.
That was crazy. We went down an elevator, we spun around, backed into place, and we're about to head to Kodiak Island.
Now we're gonna go inside and check it out. Everything maximizes space. We're going in this little doorway here. All right, we're going up. We are on board. It smells really good. I don't know what they're cooking, but it smells awesome. I just came from the lounge area here on the very front. This is so exciting being on a ferry. Okay, they just pulled the lines and we are set free. We're about to set sail to Kodiak Island. I love being outside on these decks because you can see all kinds of wildlife, and a lot of times up here in Alaska you're gonna see whales. I think this is as good as it gets for anywhere in the world where you want to see oceans and mountains together. This place is so gorgeous. They're gonna be serving lunch here on the ship in about 15 minutes. We'll go check that out. The food usually on these ferries is actually pretty good. And I wanna give a huge thanks to my Patreon patrons. These guys are listed right here. These guys are awesome. They really get us motivated and help us be out here and creating these videos. Huge thanks to you guys. Thank you so much. So if you wanna join our Patreon, click this link right here. We'll have access to our field guides. We've got a Baja field guide, and we're doing a whole handful of field guides to up here in the Northwest and into Alaska. So you can find those there. All right, so this is the back of the ship. Let's keep exploring. Let's go around here, maybe go up a deck or two. There are covered portions here when you can walk through. You could come out here if it was really raining and still be outside, but under these decks. And even some of them, like here, have these glass windows, so you can still stand out here and get to be outside, get some fresh air, but not get soaked. All right, we're going up because the bridge is right here. Let's go up one more. This is the giant exhaust. Cool, look at this. There is a shower here on the upper deck. So on a ship like this, the bathroom is called a head. This is what one of them looks like. You got a sink, hand dryer, just your normal stuff, toilet, pretty simple. All right, it's lunchtime. Let's go see what they got cooking.
Checking out what's in the cafeteria. It's always like really good food. Today I'm gonna have fish and chips. Lunch was amazing. I'm rocking all over the place.
All right, we've gotten into some bigger waves here, and it is getting a little harder to walk around in the ship. Definitely look a little wobbly. I'm gonna hold the camera steady on the ship, and therefore you are going to experience the rocking and how much the ship is actually moving. There it is, Kodiak Island, and the next leg of our adventure. And I hear there's some really big bears. All right, we're in Kodiak Island. This place, just not even getting off the boat yet, it is beautiful. I'm really looking forward to exploring here and seeing some of the humongous bears. It was a great trip over here from Homer. It took us about 9-10 hours. The food was great, it was comfortable, and the scenery was top-notch. The Alaska Marine Highway System, this is an amazing way to travel throughout Alaska, and especially with your camper van. All right, I'm ready to trade the ferry for our land yacht, the Winnebago Revel. And we've got a lot of exploring to do.
Last night was a pretty late night. By the time we got unloaded off the ferry, it was about 9:30, and we picked the easy button and drove to nearby Buskin River State Park campground. And we pulled into a really nice little campsite here in the park and went to bed pretty quickly after a very long, tiring day. Then, at 5 in the morning, all of a sudden the van starts rocking wildly, and there's all this banging noise right by my head outside the door. We looked outside, and a Kodiak grizzly bear was trying to get into the back of our van. And so we were banging on the walls of the van and yelling at it, and it was still like banging and clawing and rocking the van. And so finally Peter jumped up and turned on the light forces. We have all these perimeter lights around our van. Peter turned on the lights, and we watched this giant grizzly bear run off into the woods. It was so scary. It was a terrible way to wake up in the morning. So we've been inside, a little bit nervous to go outside. We're about to go outside. It's daylight. We can see what's going on, and we're gonna check out and see what happened on the back of our van. Bears are here, and we want them to not be coming into our van.
All right. Good morning, Kodiak Island. I say that with one eye on the camera, one eye in the bushes, because last night was pretty interesting, and we were stepping out of the van for the first time. We're curious to see if he did any damage or if there's bear prints or markings of any sort. Let's check it out. Oh my gosh.
Look, boom, 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 boom.
Oh, Columba, look at this. He attacked.
Look, he tore our thing off.
Oh. Bad bear. Bad bear. He ripped my Overland gear guy tire bag. Look, oh my gosh, he tore the whole thing.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's why the van was rocking. Look, there's a big...
There's tooth marks in it. There's claw marks.
What did we have in there?
Oh my gosh, look, it's all... So we do occasionally keep trash back here. I mean, these bags are made for. And I didn't have any trash in there last night, but I guess he can smell it. So,
oh my gosh.
Gosh. So we're gonna have to pull that off and figure out a space to put that in the van, at least for the rest of this Alaska segment. But I think maybe he was going after this. Look at that. He tore the pocket clean off. This one seems okay, but oh my gosh, this bag is toast. It's all the stitching's torn, the seams are torn. Yeah, it got pretty mangled. Doesn't look like he made it up to the bicycle.
Well, it sure felt like he was at the window right by my head. You see these?
Yeah.
Big claw marks.
Huh.
I thought he might be after the grill that we keep in here, but looks like he was after the bag.
Wow. Yeah, he's even torn all the stitches here. This was a big bear. Now, the male grizzlies here can get up to 1,500 pounds. That's massive. And supposedly they can flip over a dumpster, roll it around, and they go for the trash and food in there. He must have smelled some residue of the trash we used to carry in here, and it was perfect bear bait. Pretty bummed. This is an Overland gear guy tire bag. It served me really well. I've had this thing for probably over 2 years now. It's been great. It's held up great. We'll see, but I could be in the market for a new tire bag. I hate to say. Gosh, yeah, look, it's got holes all in it.
Look at that. You know, if you think about that, though, this held up really well in spite of a grizzly attacking it. Like, if it just has a few puncture holes, this whole thing could have just ripped off like that. So
yeah.
I'm actually pretty impressed with it.
Yeah, they're super tough.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, well, there it is. Our first night at Kodiak Island, our first bear attack. Hopefully it's the last one. I do want to say, though, that once we realized what was happening and that a bear was doing something on the outside of our vehicle, I ran up to the front and I flipped on my perimeter lights. Now I have light force Rock 40s all around the van. And when I turned those all on, that seemed to scare the bear off, because as soon as I flipped them on, then we looked out the back window and we could just see the bear walking off by the picnic table here and off into the woods. So thank you, Light Force, for literally saving the night and who knows what other damage to our van. But it was really nice to be able to pop that on and see what's going on and not have to come outside and shine a flashlight anywhere. There it is, first night in Kodiak Island.
Welcome to Kodiak. It was the welcome committee.
Wow. All right. We are driving out right now with our fishing guide, Calvin, and we are going to the Saltry River to do some salmon fishing with a fly rod. All right, we're here at the parking area, and there's a bunch of other fishermen over here. It's not raining as hard as it was earlier, but it's still coming down a little bit. We're gonna be going in a ways in this side-by-side. Calvin, our guide, is gonna take us back to hopefully a really cool spot, and we're gonna catch some big fish.
Giant boar bear off in the distance. He was humongous. I think we're going right back over there where he was. He might be fishing with us today. We'll see.
All right, we've made it here. Hang on, let me get my hood up. It is raining pretty heavily. Just 3 minutes ago, driving in here, right over here, we passed a boar Kodiak grizzly bear. He was big, very, very big. And we're now here at the river, right here, and we are gonna start fishing. It's raining, of course. Got this big pink, but he's going back. I'm hoping for silvers, so we're gonna let this pinky go.
Whoa.
Look at him though. Isn't he gnarly looking?
He's gnarly looking.
He's getting a big old humpback.
All right, put him back.
All right. Here he goes.
All right.
Yeah, it'll snap you.
That's awesome.
What do you think?
Look at him. That was so fun. Oh my gosh. I got a big one. What do you got there?
I got a big chum salmon. He is pretty heavy, and he was a fighter.
Right, well, I'm busy. I'm catching a fish. First silver. That's awesome.
Wow, you gonna eat this one?
Heck yeah.
Nice.
This is dinner. That was so rad.
No, that's just a...
We're catching pink salmon almost every other cast. They're everywhere. We're trying to catch the silvers though. All right, what do you say?
All right, sockeye salmon. It's what's for dinner. No, this is my first sockeye. That's awesome. Let's go catch more fish.
It's a nice size silver.
Yeah, silver. We're gonna be eating, well, maybe not tonight, but tomorrow night. Look at that sucker. He's fat, he's heavy. Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Nice job.
Fish gut, high five. It's not your first, I'm sure.
No.
Oh my gosh, look at this lunker. Second silver of the day. That's it for me.
Check it out, sockeye salmon. Ooh, it's gonna taste good. Ooh, look at that one.
It's a piece.
Silver salmon.
It's a beastie.
Size difference.
What a day, what a day. We have caught so many fish. Come on over and look at them. We have a whole stringer full of coho and sockeye. We are so excited. We're getting ready to clean them up and put them in the freezer. I can't even lift them. They're so heavy. There's a lot of salmon right there. What a great day. I want to thank Kodiak Anglers and especially Calvin, who has done an amazing job helping us today and just showing us where the fish are and making it super fun and easy. I think I've caught like 50 fish today, maybe. It's been awesome.
Check out this hole.
Look at this.
This is amazing. Salmon.
Yay, Kodiak Anglers, this is awesome. We've got wild horses back behind us. There's like 6 of them right there. It's very cool. We're in such a great place.
Well, we are in a beautiful camp here on the very south side, kind of as far as you can drive south on Kodiak Island. We are here on the beach at a place called Surfers Beach, and I wanted to come over here and just see it. It is a white sand beach, like I said, on the south side of Kodiak Island, but there is actually a surf scene here. People come here and surf. You see cars driving around Kodiak Island with surfboards on the roof. And I'm kind of fascinated by this cold water surfing. To me, that's like people who are so inspired to surf that they're gonna do it in places like this. And a lot of times the best surf is in the winter when it's the coldest. But I just wanted to come over here and check it out, and it turns out this was an incredible drive to get over here. On the way here, we saw bald eagles, we saw whales, we saw seals, we saw a bunch of Kodiak brown bears. But the beach here is just gorgeous. Got all these little freshwater streams that are running down, going into the ocean. The one right over here has salmon. They're trying to get up it. It's low tide right now, and the fish are just slapping their way up the sand through just hardly any water, trying to get into that stream. It is pretty amazing to go over there and watch these salmon struggling to get to their spawning grounds. A lot of these salmon have been out to sea for 3-4 years, becoming adults, and now they come back to the same river and the same place that they were hatched to do their spawning. That's pretty amazing. And you also see how powerful the salmon are here for the local ecosystem, in that so many nutrients are going back into the ground and into the water and into the ocean from when these salmon come back and they spawn and then they die in these rivers. And the bears feed on them, the eagles feed on them, everything here seems to feed on them. And it's just this cycle of life that is just really amazing and incredible to witness. So we're gonna hang out here tonight, and today is probably the best weather we're gonna get of the whole trip, being the sun is kinda out. It's actually beautiful with the clouds right now. But tomorrow and the next day are supposed to be very rainy, very cloudy. So we're trying to kind of soak up the sun here today and get some of the sights in. That's why we drove all the way down here to the south side. We're just taking it in, and I am so glad because it is just beautiful here. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully the weather is better than the forecast, but you know what? We're gonna take what we get and we're gonna make the most of it. That's part of traveling in places like this where you do have a lot of rain and a lot of bad weather, really, you know, by a lot of people's standards. But you know, the bad weather isn't necessarily bad weather, it's just weather, and you just learn to kind of take what you get and enjoy it. All right, I'm gonna enjoy this afternoon, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Well, I decided to go on a walk this morning, but I have this little river to cross that's right behind me. It's a little cold and drizzly, so we'll see if this is a good idea or not. Kind of some cool little structures along the beach here. It's just me out here on the beach this morning, and my footprints, except I just came across these little footprints. I have no idea what they are, but there's something out here on the beach with me this morning. Fortunately, it's something little. I don't know what they are, maybe a sea otter or some kind of coyote or dog or fox, or I don't know what all they have here, some kind of canine-y thing, but anyway, I'll keep my eyes peeled for it. I'm glad it's not a grizzly track. I'd be turning around back to the van. This is where whatever this little creature is living, somewhere behind this rock. It's like a perfect circle ring. It's been going round and around and around the rock. Barnacles. Well, I think this is the end of the road for me because there is a whole bunch of kelp I'm gonna have to wade through. And then behind me, back here, there's a bunch of rocks, and I just noticed that the tide is coming in. So I'm gonna turn around now and hope that I don't get trapped by the tide coming in and all these rocks that are coming down to the beach. Great morning for a walk on the beach. I love Kodiak Island, and I can't wait to see what today brings. Look at this cave, that's kind of neat. Just in the side of the cliff. I haven't really wanted to walk much by myself lately because I'm a little bit afraid of the bears. But here on the beach, there's such a good viewing distance that I feel pretty good about it. I can see a long ways in front of me and behind me, so I don't feel like anything's gonna sneak up on me and jump out of the bushes or anything like I have on some of our other hikes. So it's really nice to get out here and just be by myself, take in the ocean, look for sea otters or whatever belongs to those footprints, and see the eagles that are flying around. There's a little seal that is following along my walk. I see his little head pop up out of the ocean every once in a while. There he is. And see the eagles. It's a beautiful morning. This could be one of my favorite places that we have ever camped at. And last night while I was trying to write, there was like a show of whales going on right outside the window. They were coming up, leaping out of the water, jumping, feeding, blowing spouts all over the place. It was super cool. And then a little closer inshore, seals were playing, there were bald eagles that were feeding, there's salmon coming in from the ocean. It is like Wild Kingdom right here on the beach right outside our van door. Really cool experience, and I can't think of another place where we've ever camped that has been this exciting. It's amazing. I've loved it here.
We're right here at Sargents Creek at Old Woman Bay. This is loaded with salmon right now. These are pink salmon going upstream to spawn. And what happens when you have lots of salmon? You have bears. And we've been seeing Kodiak Brown Bears here every day, and it's been so fun to watch.